Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So one of the most popular topics around crypto and even the XRP ledger and XRP and Ripple for the last couple years now, and I mean going all the way back to 2022, so it's been now 2 years, has been Brics. What are the Brics nations doing? Are they using XRP? Are they utilizing the XRP ledger? Are they tapped in with Ripple? And nobody, including myself, knows for 100% certainty that any of these nations are using Ripple and or even XRP. But one thing that we do know is that there is so many connections back to Ripple. There are so many connections back to XRP. And at this current moment in time, I do think that it's best to really kind of look into a few things and address what's going on. Now, I've made a ton of videos when it comes to Brics and what's actually going on around even crypto and DLT, things like that. One thing that I will say, right, is that regardless of if Brics are using XRP and or even Ripple, one thing that I want you all to know is any nation that is tied to Brics, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and even all of the other ones that are now joining, there is so many names in those nations that are using Ripple and even XRP, which could essentially be exposed to what Brics wants to do. Now remember, anyone can utilize the XRP ledger. Anyone can utilize XRP as well. It doesn't matter if there's sanctions in place. But when we're talking about Ripple payments, that's where things get a little bit more tricky, right? Let's look into a few things and let's address the facts. This video is going to be the truth about Brics and Ripple with XRP. So first, let's start off with this great post by Ashley Prosper 1. Big shout out to Ashley over on X. We have a full breakdown of the connections between Brazil, Russia, India, you name it. So first and foremost, Brazil. May 2020, Ripple and Brazil's central bank holds a closed meeting to discuss institutional matters. June of 2021, Brazil's central bank announced a CBDC plan. June of 2021, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway invests $500 million in Brazil's Paxos-powered Nubank, a RippleNet partner. August of 2022, Ripple partners with Travelex to utilize RippleNet's on-demand liquidity to facilitate cross-border payments between enterprises. Travelex is the first bank approved by Brazil's central bank to operate exclusively in foreign exchange. And if you guys did miss this announcement, here you guys have it from August of 2022. This was a huge one as well because it was a major stepping stone into the FX market as well with Ripple in Brazil. So this was actually a pretty big one. And again, they were focused on EFX transactions. So this was a major announcement that we did put a spotlight on. Then we also get September of 2023. Ripple expands liquidity hub to Brazil. Then December of 2023, Circle partners with RippleNet partner Nubank. Now Russia is a sanctioned country, but remember, I brought up the idea that back in 2019, there was proof that the Central Bank of Russia was trialing Ripple technology with XRP, and it was successful. And big shout out to IOV_owl, because he was the first one that I'm aware of that actually put out a report on that. But that is a huge one to mention here. Then we have India. November of 2017, Axis Bank launches Ripple-powered instant payment service for retail and corporate customers. February of 2018, IndusInd Bank and Ripple partner for cross-border remittances. March of 2019, India's federal bank partners with Ripple to utilize its network for cross-border remittances. May of 2023, major Indian private bank, Kotak Mahindra, hope that I'm saying that correctly, joins RippleNet to enable inward remittances. Then we have September of 2023, Ripple partner Yes Bank joins India's Digital Rupee project. And then, of course, February of this year, Ripple partner Nium gets in principal approval from India's RBI for payments. China August of 2017, Ripple meets with Chinese officials from the government and the central bank to discuss the latest blockchain trends. February of 2018, Ripple partners with Lian International Bank to power instant payments to China. August 2018, China is definitely of interest. It is definitely a target, says Ripple VP of European Union Strategic Accounts. This is Jeremy Light. January of 2023, China launches Universal Digital Payments Network, UDPN. Deutsche Bank, HSBC, and Standard Chartered were selected to participate in the pilot phase. All three have connections to Ripple. In fact, Standard Chartered is still working with Ripple through Medico. We also know that Standard Chartered did invest into Ripple back in 2016. HSBC is also working with Ripple through Medico. And Deutsche Bank, they have major connections back to Ripple. Then, May of 2023, Ripple joins Hong Kong CBDC pilot. May of 2023 as well, Ripple partners with Fubon Bank. Then, of course, South Africa and Africa, May of 2020, Ripple partners with Ghana fintech firm Wea to bolster instant payments across Africa. March of 2021, Ripple partners with Mercury, which uses RippleNet's on-demand liquidity service, and the digital asset XRP was chosen as one of the final 6 for South Africa's intergovernmental fintech working group regulatory sandbox. March of 2021, Ripple partnered with Zago, which also uses RippleNet's on-demand liquidity service, and the digital asset XRP was chosen as one of the final 6 for the same exact sandbox. April of 2023, soon to be announced, Ripple partner Onafreak, formerly MFS Africa, partners with Nigeria's Access Bank to expand remittance capability across 35 African markets. April of 2023, the African Blockchain Report 2022, in collaboration with South Africa's Standard Bank, reveals that Ripple and XRP are already utilized in 13 African countries, and they do mention them all here. November of 2023, Ripple partners with Onafreak for African cross-border payments as well. Egypt, May of 2021. By the way, these are all BRICS nations, by the way, now. The National Bank of Egypt partners with Ripple for faster remittance payments. March of 2024, BRICS members Egypt and the United Arab Emirates signed a historic $35 billion urban development deal, which, among other things, will help stabilize the exchange rate. February of 2024, Ripple partners with Egypt's Commercial International Bank, CIB. Ethiopia, covered by Onafreak. Iran, sanctioned country. There was a few connections back to Iran through some of the cross-border initiatives, but none of them really kind of solidified Ripple's name in Iran, so I can't say for certain that is a confirmed one. But UAE, again, so many connections here. February of 2019, Finabler, I hope that I'm saying that name right, a global payment platform and foreign exchange operator based in the UAE, joined RippleNet. March 2020, National Bank of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, joins RippleNet. October of 2020, the National Bank of Abu Dhabi partners with Ripple to reduce cross-border transaction costs. March of 2021, UAE's Rack Bank partners with Ripple. May of 2021, National Bank of Egypt and Lulu Exchange harness Ripple for a remittance corridor with the UAE. November of 2021, Ripple partners with the Lulu Exchange. Then, January of 2022, money transfer company Al Fardan Exchange partners with Ripple to offer instant cross-border payments. Then, in July of 2022, JP Morgan actually joined forces with the same partner, Exchange, to power faster transaction settlements and transfers in fiat currencies. Then May of 2023, Ripple partner Tranglo teams up with the same exchange. Then in June of 2023, Ripple partners with Middle East-based blockchain firm People to bring low-cost remittances to the UAE using on-demand liquidity and leveraging XRP. Then in November of 2023, Dubai Financial Authority approves XRP. November of 2023, Al Maria, hope that I'm saying that name right, bank selects Ripple's on-demand liquidity partner Lulu Exchange for cross-border transfers. So pay attention to all these connections because, listen, these all matter. This, in my opinion, is all steps. Like, this is a big deal. And like I said, big shout out to Ashley for this. But also outside of this, right? I even said back in August of 2023, I said people are so quick to write off XRP being utilized by the BRICS, but it makes zero sense. The XRP ledger and XRP itself is fully decentralized. Anyone can utilize both the ledger and the digital currency, but we don't have confirmation of this at all, right? They're not using XRP or the XRP ledger in public yet. They're not putting out a statement saying, hey, we're tapped in with XRP, but they will never say that, right? Like, we're never going to get an article that says, hey, look at Russia's using XRP now. We won't get that. But I will say this. We do know that BRICS has very ambitious plans These plans require a new generation of payment technology. Do you know where they could tap into that kind of technology? It's extremely important to focus on what's important regarding BRICS, de-dollarization, and major pushback against the US-dominated payment networks, which, by the way, this is something that I continue to say, like, if we focus on this, all of this is a distraction, and it's a perfect excuse for us to push into faster payment technologies and push into a world where, you know, payments and finance are fully dominated by DLT and new age technology, because we have to keep up with the competition, right? There's a war going on in terms of what technology are we going to utilize. It's a technological war. That's exactly what's happening here, right? We see, all right, sanctions. All of a sudden, the same exact time, executive orders confirming that the U.S. is planning on a CBDC. They're planning on utilizing digital assets. We also get a report from the IMF that says new technologies, specifically DLT and blockchain and digital currencies, can actually help the U.S. dollar. At the same exact time that we have just recently, back in February, the Federal Reserve telling us, hey, guess what? DeFi and stablecoins can actually help, you know, keep the dollar in its prime position. Like, you can't make this stuff up. So they're utilizing this as an example to push us into this new world of finance. I even said that we are on the edge of a tectonic shift in the world of finance. This is a change that happens every 100 years. The reserve currency status is in question. We are seeing the rise of new age technology. All of this is aligning perfectly. I truly feel bad for those who are getting impatient now and will soon be shaken out. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we are at the forefront of it. And yes, even if you actually look at what's going on right now, specifically around the shift, everyone is trying to say, like, oh, it's towards XRP. Everyone wants to put XRP there, and it's very easy to get caught up in the idea that, oh, it's just XRP. Like, everyone loves XRP. There is so many other opportunities in the space as well outside of XRP. Don't just get caught up in the idea that XRP is everything. Guys, there's so many great opportunities. HBAR, Casper, XLM, QNT, Algorand, you name it. You don't need to just be an XRP maxi and think that everything's going to go through XRP. It's not. But I will say this, XRP does have a ton of exposure through what Ripple is doing and the connections that they have, especially with on-demand liquidity or Ripple payments, if you will. But here we have from Edo Farina. So the rise of BRICS challenging US dollar dominance and the shift towards gold and XRP theory. Certainly, BRICS nations are becoming very popular recently due to their intentions to swiftly step away from the US dollar. Before getting into details, let's clarify what exactly are BRICS and what are they really capable of doing in terms of threatening the US dollar dominance. The term BRICS, he breaks it fully down. Again, I'm pretty sure everyone at this point knows what the BRICS are, how they were formed. If you don't, you could do a quick Google search and give yourselves a history lesson. But down here we have BRICS made it very clear it wants to trade goods utilizing their own currencies and no longer wants to rely on the world reserve currency controlled by the West, precisely America. They're looking to do this for plenty of reasons, but here are the primary ones. One, by continuing to trade in the US dollars as their primordial medium of exchange. BRICS nations continue to fuel the US economic engine at the expense of their own economic growth. And then also two, the necessity of trading goods and transacting in USD implies these countries need to hold US dollar reserves at their balance sheets. That has already caused serious problems to Russia 2 years ago, caused by the US freezing assets and kicking them off of the SWIFT network. A clear sign of weaponization and also authoritarian control over any US dollar held in foreign treasuries. Sanctions have created a shortage of foreign currency in the country, putting a squeeze on the Russian economy and effectively shutting the country out of the global financial system. So obviously they are going to push back. Now, the big thing to really kind of rely on, or I should say focus on when it comes to this, is the idea of gold and digital assets and digital currencies with DLT. Because everything is kind of changing and there's a big focus put on gold now and also DLT, because right now, the debt-backed system is failing. We need to change things. We need to change the way the current financial system looks, works, and operates. When we think about that, right, we look at what the BRICS Alliance are trying to do. They want to transact in their own currencies or embrace a Union European model in which one currency, i.e. the euro, is the primary medium of exchange between all the nations. But the problem is you know, this is still a fiat-backed currency. This is a fiat currency that has also failed. So what is going to actually happen here? Well, we have Poon stated that a new system for international money transfer is required, and he's convinced that cross-border payments relying on digital currency and DLT are the key. Just a few months ago, Russia has announced the creation of blockchain payment system in Brics, but blockchain alone won't solve their issue. They all need to migrate away from holding US treasuries to turn to other assets like gold and XRP and begin convincing others to do the same. And again, the idea that XRP is always in the statement, it's kind of ridiculous if I'm being honest. Even as an XRP holder and somebody who loves XRP, I've made a ton of videos on XRP. I think the idea of always incorporating XRP into the picture is just ridiculous anymore. But again, XRP does have, a role to fill here. In fact, Russia has already begun turning to gold to evade currency restrictions. It makes sense that the Russians would turn to a tangible asset. In the years prior to the military conflicts, the Russian central bank aggressively accumulated gold. In 2018, Russia overtook China to become the world's 5th largest gold holding country. And yes, here's the proof of this. And this is actually a source. I know for a fact that back in 2010, that's when a lot of BRICS nations actually started to turn to gold buying. And I think that they saw it coming even after 2008. I think that they saw that, listen, this is going to lead to a much larger problem down the road. We can kick the can down the road as far as we possibly can, but at the end of the day, we're going to get to the point where, guess what? We're at a dead end. So what's going to happen? But we also have Russia also ranks second in the world as a gold producer, and their investment in gold appears to have paid off. The country has a ton of gold, and the fact is there are always countries and institutions that want gold, sanctions or no sanctions. In response to the U.S. sanctions, Russia sold their U.S. dollar treasuries. China has been unwinding theirs. Japan has reduced theirs as well to stabilize their own currency. As a result, foreign ownership of U.S. dollar treasuries has decreased significantly as a percentage of total holders over the last decade. The US dollar is headed on the same direction in the US share or US dollar share of official foreign exchange reserves is also decreasing exponentially. Then we see, based on calculation of the IMF's data on 2022 direction of trade, China was the largest trading partner to 61 countries when combining both imports and exports. In comparison, the US was the largest trading partner to 30 countries. So again, the US has been falling behind quite a bit when it comes to trade. Dominance is definitely starting to fall a little bit around the US. But at the end of the day, when we look at what's going on, all of this is leading to a shift. That's all this is. I see so many people looking at XRP as this holy grail. It's the only thing that matters. But there's so many other great technologies in this space as well that I think everyone should focus on, because we are starting to change, right? We are starting to change from this fiat paper-based system to a digital-based system, and that's where everything changes. I think far too many people are looking at BRICS and they're saying oh, well, this is killing the US dollar. The US dollar is dead. But this is actually a much larger event than what it seems. Because it's not just the fact that BRICS are opposed to utilizing the US dollar. It's more so we need something where we have this big issue. There's a big, conflict, and we need to compete. We have to make it look like, oh, all right, well, these two are enemies. One's going after digital currencies and they're, forcing the hand of DLT. They're tapping into blockchain-based technology. And while they are doing that, the US, they're not doing much. So everyone's like, all right, well, come on, US, you have to tap into the same technologies, which demands them to force a hand, which it's all by plan. Even right now, as we look at Brazil, right? Big shout out to Smoke Dog for this. Brazil, the B in BRICS. Statement from the coordinator of the Central Bank of Brazil. The public use of the digital currency should begin at the end of 2024, after completing the testing phase, and will build on DLT. The rise of DLT-based money is here. And over here we have, according to Fabio Aruo, coordinator of the initiative at the bank, the public use of the digital currency should begin at the end of 2024, after the completion of the testing phase, which will include buying and selling of federal public bonds among individuals and its subsequent evaluation. Then also over here, we have the digital real will be built as a means of payment executed on DLT as well. DLT right now is the big focus point. And also from Ripple XDev, we have here BRLA Digital is on a mission to advance Brazil's financial landscape with the BRLA token, a stablecoin pegged to the Brazilian real. And this is a big move, but this is all a transformation of payment technology. at the same exact time that Russia is now signing laws allowing for digital asset usage for sanction busting payments. And it's not just around sanctions, it's not just about getting away from sanctions, but it's about change. We are seeing change in the disguise of conflict. Everyone is looking at this as, all right, well, Russia is going to go to war with the US. War. Like, that's the only focus at this time. But what everyone is overlooking is why there's so much conflict right now, which is mainly around the financial space. Everyone is tired of utilizing the US dollar. The US dollar, as we know it, is done as a reserve currency because no nation actually wants to utilize it. But what comes next? Do we just get another reserve currency? Do we just get another, fiat currency that's taken the place of the reserve status? No, because what problem is that fixing? It's not fixing anything. So now we look at what's really going on behind the scenes. And now we're starting to see the bigger picture, which is DLT-backed payments. The entire financial system will be backed by digital currencies and DLT. And this is also where we look at, all right, well, what's going to be happening? Are we going to see stablecoins, CBDCs, both? Yes. We're going to see an entire ecosystem of new digital currencies. Everything is moving away from paper-based processes. I've talked about this even when it comes to trade finance. But this is why I say, like, as we sit here and we're saying, like, oh, are Brics using XRP or Brics using Ripple? I think that's kind of nonsense to just think, like, oh, well, we need Brics to utilize Ripple and XRP. We don't. All we really need is to see the nations that are tapped in streamlining payments, streamlining this new technology, because all of those partners that Ripple does have within those nations will pay off, whether these nations are using Ripple and XRP, if that makes sense. Remember, right? At the end of the day, it's not so much about, oh, are Brics using them? It's what Brics are doing. Because what Brics are doing, all of these nations, what they're trying to do with this streamlined payment technology, this just solidifies the fact that XRP's role and XRP's utility gets stronger day by day. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's all about faster payments. It's all about streamlining payments. And it's all about pushing payments towards digital, getting away from the old way of doing things, because it's an old technology. Like, we're talking about an antiquated system that is constantly breaking down, constantly failing in terms of payments. We need a new system, and that's where we're headed. But it's disguised in the idea of conflict, because guess what? We need to have this problem, and everyone's reacting right now. Everyone is. Everyone's talking about it now. So what is next? What's the solution? And it's already here. They're talking about it openly. They're addressing DLT. We're even seeing Russia signing in laws regarding digital asset usage. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.